Hello, you beautiful peoples. I'm Animanga Clandora, and welcome back to another terrible theory. Well, it's Christmas time. Uh, when this video goes up, it should be the 24th. It should be the 24th, the day before Christmas, when this video comes up. And this is a little theory that I have had since I was a kid. This was Baby AC's first ever theory, and I thought, what better way to cap off my 2024 theories than with the first theory I ever thought of as a kid. This will be the last terrible theory I put out this year. So, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Everyone knows and loves this. Everyone knows and loves this classic tale of the grouchy, mean old Grinch, stealing Christmas presents, only to realize that the holiday isn't about the presents. It means something more than that. And it's a wonderful story, and it is the first thing I think of when I think of the holiday of Christmas. The Grinch is my Christmas icon, and I even have like 3 sets of Grinch themed pajamas that I wear around Christmas time, that I wear on Christmas morning. Um, uh, I have a giant like 4 foot tall Grinch plush that I put in my car around the holidays and strap into the passenger seat. Like, the Grinch is my Christmas icon. A lot of people like to think of Frosty or Rudolph or Santa. No. The Grinch is my Christmas icon. But there's always been one thing that I kept questioning in every version of the Grinch, whether it be the original 30-minute animated short, the Jim Carrey movie, the Illumination movie, or the original book, or the 2 specials that came out, Grinch Night and the Grinch is the Cat in the Hat. There was also that terrible low budget horror film, The Mean One. Ugh. People like to argue whether or not which adaptation is worse, Illumination or Jim Carrey Grinch. No, The Mean One. That is 100% the worst adaptation, without a doubt. But there's always one thing. There's always one thing in every adaptation that I always questioned. Why does the Grinch have a dog? No, really. Why does the Grinch have a dog? Because even in the original book, he had a dog. Even in the original book, he had Max. Max was his dog in the original book. So why? Why does he have a dog? The Jim Carrey one, in the Jim Carrey film, it basically hints that and any waste or garbage that Whoville doesn't want just gets sent up to Mount Crumpet where he lives. So it can be implied that Max was thrown away, and the Grinch gave him a place to stay. But in literally every other adaptation, the original animated film, the Illumination one, the Grinch Night, and Grinch is the Cat in the Hat. In all of those, Max does not appear in The Mean One, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. That came out in 2022, and I saw that, and God. Ugh. I haven't seen it since then, and I can't remember if Max shows up. I don't think he does. But in all the other adaptations, there's never a reason. We're never given a reason as to why the Grinch has a dog. Like, if it was just a random dog that he just called dog, then that'd be one thing. It would show that he really does not give a crap about this creature. But he named it. He named it Max. Dogs don't name themselves. Dogs don't name themselves. Dogs don't name themselves. So the Grinch had to have given Max his name. Why? Well, my theory is that Max is the emotional support pet of the Grinch. Think about all of the different versions of the Grinch. He is alone. He's been alone for decades. He's been alone for decades. He's been on Mount Crumpet by himself for so long. Anyone who spends several decades alone is going to desire companionship. They're going to want companionship. They're going to want someone to talk to, someone that they can try to have conversations with. Even if they don't respond, they want to be able to talk to someone or something. They want to be able to have some kind of companionship with someone or something. And so Max, maybe the Grinch found Max wandering Mount Crumpet. I believe that the Grinch found Max wandering Mount Crumpet. He was a stray dog, and the Grinch took him home and gave him a home in Mount Crumpet. And he keeps him around in order to have someone for companionship. Clearly, he must have taken Max in because, like, dogs are incredibly loyal to the one they see as their master. So Max would not be loyal to the Grinch unless the Grinch did something to earn that loyalty in the first place, like save him from a bad weather when he was astray and give him a name. That's why Max is so loyal in every adaptation, and why Max is always with the Grinch. Despite how the Grinch is not really the best pet owner. The Grinch is not really the best pet owner, but he clearly Max does see good in the Grinch. Max clearly sees good in the Grinch because, well, the Grinch must have done something good for Max when they first met. So, and I do think that that's the reason why the Grinch keeps Max around. Because if Max wasn't around, he would literally just wither away. He'd be so depressed that he would just wither away to nothing with no companionship. There's just nothing but depression. And this is like speaking. This is coming from someone who has been in a similar situation. There was a good chunk of time. A good 8 months. A good 8-month period of time where I had zero friends. I was not getting along with my family. I was in a job that I hated, and I just felt more depressed with every passing day. Like, I just could not find the motivation to do anything. I was so depressed. Um, and even during those 8 months, like, videos on my channel slowed down significantly. Like, I made as many videos as I could during that time, but I the amount of videos I was putting out during those 8 months certainly slowed down significantly. Um, and yeah, it was a really tough time. Um, and then we got uh, my cat, and then we got my cat Bubby. In the middle of all that, we got my cat, and it gave me companionship. Having my cat, he gave me companionship when I desperately needed it. And yeah, it was very reassuring to have him there. It was a really tough in that incredibly tough time. And I do believe that Max is that for the Grinch, that he is an emotional support pet. And the Illumination movie actually does exactly that. Like, there is no doubt in my mind in the Illumination version that Max is an emotional support pet for the Grinch. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that that is what they were going for in that version. Um, and I mean, personally, the if I have to pick between the Jim Carrey movie or the Illumination movie, I'm gonna pick the Illumination movie. Um, Simply for the reason that it actually sticks to the plot of the story. The Jim Carrey movie just ignores the plot and just does whatever the hell it wants to do for an hour, and then only gets around to doing the plot of the movie in the last 30 minutes. Um, but in the Illumination film, they get to the point of the plot after like 10 minutes, after the first 10 minutes. Um, and then the rest of the film is basically just him preparing for the big heist. Which, if you're gonna turn the Grinch into a full length movie, you gotta turn it into a heist movie. That's like the only way to do it. Like, preparing for the big heist, and have the climax be when he actually steals Christmas. You know, like, just, I feel like the Illumination version of the Grinch is a fantastic version, much better than the Jim Carrey one. No offense to Jim Carrey, he's a great actor, and he does have some funny lines in that film, but the script is just terrible in the Jim Carrey version, and 99% of the characters are all incredibly unlikable. The Grinch, Max, and Cindy are the only likable characters in that entire film. Everyone else is horrible. But yeah. But what do you think? What do you think about this theory? I went on like long rants. There's not much evidence to support this theory. It was my first ever theory that I ever thought of as a kid. Um, and that was from me watching the original over and over. I kept wondering, why does he have Max? And it made me think, oh, well, what if Max is there because the Grinch is lonely? And Max is companionship. He has Max there for companionship. And that's just kind of been a theory that I've had since I was little. So there's not much to it. That's why I keep going on different rants just to pad out the time. Like, I'd like to know what you think of this. Do you think that Max is an emotional support animal for the Grinch? Do you believe that's the reason why the Grinch keeps him around? Let me know in the comment box below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. In any case, that's going to do it for this video. So thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all the good jazz, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.